Okay, hello there. Welcome to ôKAMI.sigma. On today's video, we're going to talk about planting lotus flowers. Okay, actually, I'm doing this for the first time to plant these flowers because I'm a Buddhist as well. And also I practice Hindu spirituality. Um, the lotus flower is a symbol of purity, wisdom, and compassion. This is and there are so many lessons that you could learn just by observing the life cycle of a lotus flower. So that I can assure you. But that's another discussion. I just want to state why I deem the lotus flower as a very symbolic plant. And that's why I'm braving to plant these flowers at our home to raise the vibration of our living space. Now, okay, here is a very simple lotus seed. Okay, now I've already planted a few. I tried to germinate it, uh, as you can see, but this is how it starts. Okay, now one important thing when you're planting lotus flowers, lotus seeds, I mean, is to identify the. This is a part where, okay, the roots takes place. So this is where the. It's not focusing. Okay, the seed is located. Now it has a really tough shell. I can attest to that. I mean, I used so many things just to cleave the darn shell of this seed. I used a knife, a cutter, scissors. What else? So now I have this guy over here. This is my. This is where I sharpen my katana. This is a whetstone. So I found it very easy to penetrate the shell, the outer shell of this lotus seed. Now, what you want to do, because this, you see that hole over there? I don't know if you can see it. There's a hole. Make sure that this is the one that you're gonna scalp or remove. Okay, this will allow the lotus flower to germinate faster. Now, leave it as it is. It might take you a few weeks if you put it on water, because that hole is for water to slowly creep in and germinate the seed. Okay, start germination, trigger germination. Okay, so I'm gonna start taking that off, and then let it and have this seed join its brothers and sisters. Okay, so just to make sure, I'm gonna take a second look. Okay, this is the hole. So what you do is you just scrub it. Okay, all right. So I'm still gonna use a cutter later on. Okay, I'm just gonna do it fast forward for you. Okay. I see a little white already. There's a kind of a white color over there, white or brown, light brown. So I might be near the tip of the seed. So I'm gonna try to use this cutter to feel my way. Okay, to feel my way and see if I can take off the tip. Be careful with using, because I almost lost my finger trying to forcibly cut this. So you better be very, very careful. I just make a little press to see if I can puncture. Okay, not yet. So let's give it a little more. Okay, let's try again. You just keep on trying, because once it's punctured, there you go. They got a puncture. Okay, just be careful not to prick too deeply. Because the idea is just to remove a part of the shell so that water can come in faster and for it to germinate quicker. Same, I think the same principle applies to seeds that has hard shells. I believe the same techniques are used with sunflower seeds. Some of them try to make a crack in the shell of the sunflower seeds. So basic principles apply. I'm really, really careful because I don't want to puncture my own finger. And as you can see, I'm pushing outwards, not inwards. Just leveraging a bit. Try to slice through the shell, not trying to harm the inside of the seed. Eventually, when you drop this in water, over time, the shell will weaken. But of course, that will take a lot of time if you don't do a little bit of initiative. Okay, we got a good hole, but I don't think that would be enough. They're bigger. We need something bigger. You see that? I know it's so small. Oh, good. Careful with your fingers. Okay. I think that's enough. Okay. I think water can get in there really quick. Okay. So we're gonna set this aside and okay, so this is our seed. Okay. Now I have here some of them. If it's floating like this one, okay, you're gonna have to put it in water. Okay, now if it floats, it might be a dud, so the seed might not be, and sometimes when it cracks, this happens, the sprout gets taken off. Yeah. Okay, so this is from yesterday's, very fresh. Okay. This is, yeah, This is how it looks like when the whole shell is taken off. Okay. And let's see if we could get a good one. This is what it looks like once it cracks open on its own. Okay, so the shell softens as it gets uh, soaked in water. Okay, so I'm checking yesterday's seeds. Oh, this one looks great. Oh, I think this is where that part came out. Okay, now, so this is uh, progress, possibly. This is day one. This is one. Okay, this is day two, day three, day four. Now, here's what it looks like on day five. Okay. Just take this small one. There you go. Okay, it's got some sprouting. Okay. Now this is how it's going to look like. Okay. That's why I'm going to plant these, because it's growing roots. Let's take a good example. This one looks really, really nice. But the leaves though. Okay. Okay, let's take a good look at. These have been growing pretty well. This one's a monster. Kind of looks scary and hairy, but yeah, it's doing pretty well. Okay, so the roots are really, really growing out, sticking out, and you got this long leaf. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look like. Now, basically, when the roots start coming out like that, you know it's going to need some, uh, some soil or mud. Okay, because lotus flowers grow on mud and water, so it's gonna need some nutrients. Okay. Now, okay, if okay, I'm gonna put this one over here because I think. Okay, just for an experiment, just put it over here and see how it grows. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, this is where I used to have my lucky bamboo. I'll see how it plays out here. Okay, that's one. Now, you're gonna need some soil and some stone. Okay, also a bigger pot. Okay. So I'm gonna start to put this back because I don't think they appreciate being put out of the water. Okay. Now this new one. Okay, hopefully I'm gonna place it here. I'll wait. We'll wait for about 3 days, 3 to 5 days for it to sprout like this one. These. Okay, I'm gonna place it where it's safe and just leave it there for a couple of days. Now, okay, so we're gonna tidy up a bit. Things that we don't need. This one, we don't need this one. We'll come back to that later. Okay. for the time being, let's place it over here. You don't want it to be out of the water too long because it's still germinating. Okay. Now we have, okay. I just want to wipe off the table real quick, real quick. Okay. Okay, I like things clean. So we got our decorative stones. We're gonna use that to hold the. We're gonna use this to hold the soil down. So I purchased 2 of these. We're gonna use one first. Okay, so first batch. Now the idea is you're gonna have to fill this with water, but of course, okay. I'm using this so that it would be easier to clean. Let's say once if the water gets dirty, the idea is to have the soil here and the plant's roots here. Then just lift it up, throw away the bad water, and then put it back and fill it with new water. Okay, so that's the whole plan. Okay, that's the whole plan. Now this one doesn't have any holes. I didn't puncture any holes there. Okay, there's no holes. So the intention is to keep water in. Same here, no holes. Okay, no holes. The intention is to keep the muddy water in. Okay. Now, what we'll do is, okay, we've taken care of this bottle. Okay, I'm gonna try and it's in a bottle container over here. I don't know if you can see. Okay, I'm gonna slowly remove the cap. Okay, careful not to destroy the leaves. Okay, alright. So the ones that we're going to plant are the ones with really good roots. Okay, we're gonna get ourselves some soil. I hope you can see. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so we're gonna have to position this. Okay, let's see if there's any other candidate. Okay, this one looks like a good candidate. Oh boy. I think I'll plant these 2. They look awful like spiders. So as you notice, I'm making sure the leaves are out. Okay, this one. This one go back. We'll put it back in. Maybe here. So it's got a lot of room to grow. Okay. This one. This one looks good enough to go. Okay. All right. Okay, this one too. Now we'll get some soil. I don't think I can put any more. We don't want, what we don't want is too many entangled roots, because that would mean it's going to be hard to manage later on. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds that we just planted. Okay. We'll make sure to put ample soil, because this is going to go underwater. We don't want this plastic. It's going to go underwater. Uh, a good amount of, preferably a good amount of clay soil would do this a lot of good, because clay doesn't, it's gonna give the roots a lot of foothold. I'm just making a mess over here. Okay. It's gonna look messy at first, as far as I can tell. Alright. Just a little bit adjustment over there. So now, what we don't want is for all of this soil to float. So again, the idea would be to have the rocks. Use the rocks as like weight for the soil. Oh, I can see I can just picture. I'm just gonna throw it in over here, so it'll be easier to manage. I can just picture the white water. Okay, so we're putting in these decorative rocks to hold down the soil. Okay, by the way, I get the feeling that it feels like chalk. Alright. I don't know if there's a rule to wash these rocks before you apply it, but I'm good with it. I'm fine with the white color. Besides, once the lotus starts growing larger leaves, it will cover the surface of the pot. It wouldn't matter if the water is white, dark, whatever the color of the water is. So, okay, I'm not putting in rocks for nutrients or fertilizer or something like that. No, it's just to hold down the soil so that it won't float around when we add the water. Okay, it's not gonna float like crazy. Okay, so the whole idea is to just make sure the soil holds up, doesn't float around. I'm gonna do a good coverage on the soil because I think it's good. I think a couple of more. Okay. I'm very generous on it. I think there's a sprout over there. We don't want to cover that. Okay. Okay, gentle. I have messy hands, and I love it. It feels good to have your hands dirty. Because really, I'm a hard worker. I work hard. I never stop until my job is done. Until my stuff is done. Okay, that's some of my. I work hard. I train hard. Until you achieve your goal, don't stop. That's how I do it. Okay. I'm pretty sure this rocks are not gonna float around. I hope. Okay. I think we need a few more, and then we're done. I just don't want. I'm trying to secure the seeds. It won't, so that the seeds won't float around. Get enough weight resistance, not to kill it, but just to hold it down. Very, very gently. Okay. All right. Now, other discussion. Earth energy. Um, if you don't know, Earth energy is a good element to control water. Okay, FYI. Uh, Feng Shui wise, Earth energy is good energy. Okay, it's a good element to control water. Now, what we'll do next. Okay, I got dirty hands. Just gonna move the camera just a bit. Okay, the next step. Okay, we'll bring this whole mess over here into this. Okay. Okay. Okay, careful not to squish any of the leaves. There we go. Okay, pause a bit. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, I think that's a good view. So this is inside of the pot. Now we're gonna have to fill it with water. So this water is still good. So what I'll do is try to work my way on the side. Okay, because what we want is not to disturb the the soil that much. Okay, it's like just flooding it. Ooh, it's kind of floating. Okay, now I'm halfway through and the middle is floating, so I'm gonna have to fill in water inside. Okay, so otherwise it's gonna float like a ship. So slowly. This gives a good washing on the stones as well. And hopefully the white powder settles down. Okay. Let's put it on slowly. Okay. See, it's getting darker. Okay, let's try to nudge it. Okay, it works. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put enough water, just at this surface level. Okay, and then okay, there we go. That's the these are the white spots. All right. Now we're still short of a few. Yeah, a few more. So I'm just gonna allow the water to overflow inside. There you go. I can see the white powder. Okay, let's finish it off. What you don't want is the center to the container for the soil to start floating. Okay. All right. There's a little gunk over there. That's fine. So we can put the leaves in. Let them do their thing. They're gonna move on their own. But what we're going to do is just help them out. I told you in our first video that these plants they move. They're alive, so they can move. Okay. Normally, they would readjust as I've observed. They would adjust themselves during the nighttime. I don't know why. Because I see them kind of move into a certain direction at night. Okay. Now, I'm reserving the other bottles once the other seeds kind of sprout. So, these I can put on the side while waiting for them to get their roots all full grown. I can just leave them on the side and allow them to grow along with the ones that I planted. So I'll just put one on each corner so I know where they are. And it would be easier to untangle. I still have one of. Okay. All right. So that's it for this video tutorial. Okay. I hope you learned a lot. So I'll post some updates on how the flowers progress. The lotus flower, the sunflower, and the rose that we planted. Now, and then we're gonna try to place them in specific areas or directions where they're going to be more effective. Okay, so watch out for the next video. This is we're done with the planting and the potting of the flowers. We're just going to wait for them to grow and progress. And once there's progress, I'll give you some updates and I'll post another video series, and then we'll discuss what's next, the next steps, so that you can raise higher vibration in your home using these plants. Okay? Okay. So the direction will change depending on the year. So this year is the year of the water tiger, and hence that's why I'm more focused on plants that thrive on water, because water is the element of the year. And sort of uh, observed and figured out that depending on the element of the year, the feng shui or the energetic cure is majority uh, the opposite of the opposite of the element of the year. But to counter negative stars, most of the element that you're going to be using is the element of the year. Okay, but for making it auspicious, you're gonna have to use the opposite of the element of the year. So this year, year of the water tiger, the water element. Okay, this video is getting too long. I don't want to bore you uh, any longer. We're gonna. Plus, it's getting noisier during this late afternoon. So I hope you're not bothered with the noise in the background. We're gonna cap this up, and we'll continue making more videos so that we can educate and inform you about how to manage energies at home. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to wait for the this to clear up and settle down. Okay, all right. So thank you for watching Okami Sigma, and watch out for our next videos. If you're gonna wait for the next video, it's probably tarot readings. Okay, so I'm gonna drop in the March monthly readings for 2022 tarot, Samurai Tarot. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching Okami Sigma.